This is Señorita Sabrosura. Welcome back. I'm here with for another album review, and today I'm joined by the first time for our album review by El Duderino. How are you, Duderino?
I'm great. Happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course, of course. I invited you because you were the one who showed me this band that we're gonna talk about. And since you showed me this band, I've been a fan. And we're talking about Mogwai, the new album from Mogwai. And the album it's called The Bad Fire. It was released on January 24. And for people who don't know Mogwai, it's a Scottish post-rock band that they were formed in 1995 in Glasgow. I didn't know they were playing for that long. I thought they were a newer band, but
Yes,
they were
they've been playing for like 25 plus years.
30 years.
30 years. Wow.
95, 25.
Wow. Yeah. Time flies. It's amazing that they've been doing this for that long with that consistency.
Yeah, and I'm showing you somewhere around here the album cover, and it's called The Bad Fire. And The Bad Fire, I read it's Scottish slang for hell. That's how they called hell.
A Scottish euphemism for hell.
Yes.
So
And
it
what's
rep
I think they called this the Bad Fire because it was a record that it was born out of a particularly traumatic experience and period for the band. Like different members passed through different difficult times. So they got inspired and did this album and put that title.
That's right.
What were your first impressions when listening to this album?
Well, I really love it from the first sight, and as the more I listen to it, the more I like it. Uh, you can tell that they have found a language. You can say like a musical way of telling stories and saying things without being repetitive, without being redundant. So I think it's a great sign of artistry and maturity to be able to develop a language and still be able to grow on that and evolve. And I think this record shows they're still doing it. It's very touching for me.
Well,
So
for me, I thought at first it sounds more shoegazy, more dreamy, um, because the other albums for me sounded more post-metal, post-rock, more spacey. This has some elements of that, but I felt like sounded more dreamy, even more radio friendly. And I read that some people call it like dark. Well, I understand they coming from a dark place, but for me, it doesn't sound dark. At the contrary, it sounds like very uplifting, very healing, very illuminated.
yeah, there's a lot of light and color in the
Yes.
music.
And it remind me when I listened to The Color of Cyan, like I felt like I was listening to a painting, and this album it gave me that same feeling. Um, I know Robert Smith called these guys one of his favorite bands once. So, and I understand why, because this has like a lot of textures, a lot of layers, and I enjoy it. At first, like I thought it was more shoegazy, and I love shoegaze, so I enjoy it.
It's great. I think. they really hit the stride in communicating feelings and stories through that way of them developing melodies and songs.
Yes. And I read that for this album they've flown over Texan producer John Congleton. I don't know how John Congleton, something like that. And
Yeah,
this is a
that guy.
producer that has worked with Sam Vincent, Explosions in the Sky, Sigur Rós, and really big names.
Yeah,
And I don't know if he influenced it, but what I read about this producer is that they he gave them the band space to be themselves. So I like that.
I love it. I think that's the work, the job of a great producer is to make the artist feel comfortable and just give them space and help them get to where they want to.
Yes. What were some of your favorite tracks?
Well, I will say um, Pale Vegan Hip Pain. They have really crazy sounding names for the tracks, but that song really hit me. The simplicity of that guitar,
Yeah,
that
the song
phrase.
starts with like a clean, simple guitar,
It's
and
a
it's
simple
a very
guitar.
dreamy with beautiful melodies.
Yeah, it's just built on that simple guitar phrase, and it gets to that I will say like very heavy emotional place, but then a resolution well, there's hope, which I think summarizes what they're all about, um, finding light, inside this heaviness. I will say. Uh, Another track that I really love is Lion Rumpus. I think that's one of the singles, right?
Yes.
I just saw the video with all these doggies and I love that it's like um, very upbeat groove with the synthesizers and the vocoder in
Yeah, that
the
was the second single, and they did the video with the dog. I think that was the first video I saw, but that was the second single they put out. And I enjoyed the drumming because it's more like on the rock and roll side of that song.
yeah, you're
And
absolutely
it's
right.
like a song more on the noise rock genre.
Yeah, more close to their early work,
Yeah,
I
I
would
think that's
say.
why you enjoy it too.
Yeah, yeah. And then another track that was significant for me was the closer, which it's called
It's
Fat
called
Boy.
Fuckboy.
Fat Boy. There's this like um bells that just ring all over the song that they really you laugh because I was telling you this something I wouldn't say disturbing, but it really gets to me. Those bells, you can hear them like around you, and it's a strange feeling, but a powerful one. So that's a song that it's a 7 minute song, the closer. So
Yeah, and it doesn't feel long. For
no,
me, that song remind me a lot of John C. Sigur Rós, and then I read that the producer worked with John C. Sigur Rós, and you can see the influences there. Um,
yeah.
and I like that song, even though it's long. I didn't feel long, and it felt like a slow burning, but at the end with a bright scene patches, and the texture guitars, the arpeggios. Like I enjoy that song too.
I think it closes the album properly and
Yeah,
like you
it doesn't
said,
leave you hanging. It's like a proper close up.
a closure. Yeah, a nice
Yeah.
closure to the whole journey, I would
Yeah.
say. Um,
Any other song?
I really love them all. The second one, High Chaos, I really
Okay.
like too. Um, but overall, it's a great album. I think I enjoy it very much.
Yeah.
How about you? What would
Uh,
be your favorite
well,
tracks
you
from the album?
mentioned High Chaos. I think that was one of my favorites uh songs on the album. The twinkly guitars, I love the textures, the layers, and I love how go from they go from soft to very distorted, and all the instrumentation textures. I really enjoy that song.
And the
Another
climax
song,
is very, very good.
yeah, another song I like, it was God's Get You Back. That was the first single. I think I enjoyed all the singles besides the other songs in the album. God's Get You Back, it was I felt like it was a great opener and also a long song, but it didn't feel long. And I think it set the mood like very specifically, you know what's coming, and this is the first time the vocals appear right away
Yeah,
on an album, because more of the other albums are more instrumental. They have vocals here and there, but here it starts with this song. It has vocals too, and
yes,
and it serves like it serves right, like giving you like a smooth texture. um my favorite track, and it was another single, and it reminded me a lot of Slow Dive, also the band, right? It was Fencing Made of Flesh. It's a strange name, but it's an amazing song. It's very shoegazy, very dream pop with the fuzzy guitars. And it's also another song with the vocals, and it's very pop driven, but without being cheesy. I don't know if you're,
very, very, very punchy, very punchy. Um, I love it too.
yeah. And a song that wasn't a single, but I enjoy it. And the more I listen, the more I like it. It was 18 Volcanoes. That it's very dream pop too. And the voice remind me of the slow dive singer Neil Houston.
Yes,
But the song has also a lot of influences from My Body Valentine besides Slow Dive.
yes,
Uh, it has like the solid walls of distortion pairing
yeah,
with the dreamy, soft spoken
yeah.
vocals, and it's very dreamy. I enjoy the dreamy elements of this album.
Me too. Me too.
And,
It's an invitation to just let
and
go.
the children always say that I love all the songs, and I can never pick three. But if it's a really good album, like how can you make me pick only three? That's what I asked you. Any other one? Hammer Room. Hammer Room, it's a very upbeat with the sings, and that song has like very upbeat, but the perfect mix between retro and futuristic.
Yes,
So overall, I think we enjoy all the songs in the album.
you can say that.
It's a short album, even though it has like long two songs. It's only 10 tracks.
Only 10 tracks, 54 some minutes, but you really don't feel them. It's just, it flows along beautifully.
Yeah. So any other thing you want to add? Any nitpick and any comments, final thoughts?
I think I'm very happy with the album. Just came out on the 24th, and for sure I'm gonna listen to it a lot more. But I'm super happy. It's like I said, it's kind of a medicine in these difficult times. I think
Yeah.
we're all living. We need that medicine, and it's a happy place when you get music like this.
Yeah, I think it feels like what it marks the biggest change in their songwriting. Like it sounds with more sing melodies, more vocals, more dream pop, instead of more guitar and drums dominant like another albums. But for me, it's beautiful made. They blend the post-rock genre that they used to do with electronica, shoegaze, dream pop, and they also blend all the feelings of tension, euphoria, melancholy, introspection, happiness.
All the range of emotions are
Yeah,
there.
yeah, they cover everything and throughout the record. And I think this is a record that you have to listen more than once. It demands to repeat listening. And I recommend headphones if you
Yeah,
have them.
it's very
Yeah,
immersive, and I think you have to surrender to to the sound and to the journey.
yeah.
So it invites you to surrender.
Yeah, you told me like that you read that a lot of people said that this music from Mogwai helps other people, and but this is the first time that they applied that to this to themselves because I know they were struggling and they have a lot of difficult times the members of the band, and I'm amazed how they can transform that pain and that difficulties into something so beautiful and so bright.
And it reflects in the music. You really can feel that emotion, and you can feel the pain and the joy and the hope in the music.
Yeah, I think it's a good album for healing.
Yeah, it
Um,
is.
what score would you give it?
I would say a 4.5.
4.5
Yeah,
stars. We're giving 5 stars rating. So you're giving it
4.5 out of
4.5.
5 stars.
I
Yeah,
think that's fair enough. Well, for me it's the same, 4.5 out of 5 stars. This is a great album, and I think I'll be listening for the rest of the year.
it's an amazing album.
Well, people, oh,
I'm glad you invited me to discuss it with you.
of course. Well, people, we want to know what do you think about Mugwai the Backfire? Have you listened to this album? Did you know this band? What were your favorite tracks? Let us know in the comments, and and just give it a like, a share if you can. And remember, I still have a sale this month until the end of month. I'm gonna put the details in the description, so you can go to my website, sabrosuracreativa.com.
Great birthday bash.
Yes. Yes, and this album came right after my birthday, so it felt like a birthday present.
A nice birthday
Perfect.
present.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for joining me, Duderino. I hope to see you soon. And
Thank you.
people, thank you, and we'll see you soon with more Sabrosuras recommendations. Bye.